Shalom and welcome to Heart Podcast. I'm Pastor Rox, here to share my heart with your heart, the wonders of God our Father. Now, if we were sitting together right now, maybe at your kitchen table or mine, I'd probably smile, take a deep breath and say something like, marriage is both one of the most beautiful gifts from God and one of the hardest things we'll ever do well. And I don't say that lightly. My wife Jan and I have been together for over 50 years, and we still say we're learning. I've seen newlyweds who radiate joy and others who are already hanging on by a thread. And somewhere in the middle of all that is God's original design, something sacred, mysterious, and still incredibly relevant. Let's go all the way back to the garden. Genesis 2:18 says, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Now that word helper in the Hebrew, ezer, doesn't mean assistant. It's the same word used for God being our helper. Isn't that powerful? God didn't say, let me give Adam someone to cook and clean. He said, let me give him a partner, someone who carries his heart, someone who reflects my love. And when Adam sees Eve for the first time, you can practically hear the joy in his voice. This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Genesis 2:23. It's like he's saying, yes, finally, someone who gets me, someone who's part of me. Marriage was born in that moment, not as a contract, but as a covenant, a divine joining. Two souls, one flesh, walking together with God in the center. But here's the thing we don't always talk about. Even in paradise, relationship was not easy. And the moment sin entered, it touched everything, including the way Adam and Eve saw each other. Blame started, shame entered, division crept in. And honestly, we've been wrestling with those same patterns ever since. Still, God didn't give up on marriage. He didn't throw his hands in the air and say, well, that didn't work. No, he doubled down on grace. Marriage in the Bible becomes more than just a relationship between two people. It becomes a picture of God's love for us. Ephesians 5 says, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Now that's a high calling. That's not about dominance or duty. That's about sacrifice, tenderness, and commitment. It's about laying down ego, pride, and selfish ambition to choose love, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I remember talking to a couple once who had gone through a painful season, infertility, job loss, harsh words they couldn't take back. They told me there were days we didn't even like each other, but we remembered the promise. We're in this for the long haul. And somehow, grace showed up. That stuck with me because marriage isn't always about feeling in love. Feelings are wonderful, but they're also like the weather. They change. Real love, the kind God talks about in 1 Corinthians 13, is patient. It's kind. It keeps no record of wrongs. It always protects, always hopes, always perseveres, always. That's what makes it so sacred. Of course, no marriage is perfect. There will be messes. There will be tears. There will be dishes left in the sink and days when one of you is carrying 90% of the weight. And in those moments, it's not about who's right or who wins the argument. It's about choosing each other again and again. And when both people are doing that, when they're leaning on God, forgiving often, and showing up even when it's inconvenient, that's when something truly beautiful begins to grow. It's not flashy. It won't always look like a romance movie, but it will be real, strong, lasting. You know, I often think God weaves himself into the everyday parts of marriage more than we realize. He's in the quiet hugs after an argument. He's in the whispered prayers before bed. He's in the laughter over burnt toast, in the tears on the bathroom floor. He's there, always has been. So if you're married and it's wonderful, cherish it, protect it. Don't take it for granted. If you're married and it's hard right now, don't give up. Let grace do what only grace can do. Get help, be honest, and invite God back into the center. And if you're single and dreaming of marriage, don't rush it. Prepare your heart. Learn to love well now. The best relationships are built on two people who are already whole in Christ. Marriage isn't the destination, Jesus is. But marriage is a beautiful journey, a mirror of God's heart, His faithfulness, and His relentless love. So wherever you are today, just remember this. Love isn't something we fall into, it's something we choose. And when God's at the center, that love can weather any storm. Again, I thank you for allowing me to share my heart with your heart today. Now, if you would like a free ebook, just click on the link below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to Heart Ministries. It would be appreciated. You have a wonderful day, and always remember, the greater one lives in you.